Prescribing is one of the 12 clinical experience groups assessed within the SCA. In this video, I'm going to show you practical tips that you can use to boost your score. If you're new here, hi, my name is Dr. Erwin Kwun. Over the last couple of years, I've been helping GP trainees to succeed in their MLC GP exam. Let's dive right into the video. A potential scenario you might get for the SCA is a patient who is demanding. Maybe you've got a patient who is requesting zopiclone or diazepam. You don't think that this is required. In this station, what examiners are testing is whether you're prescribing safely, whether you are patient-driven, or whether you know what the patient's needs and the patient wants. And one of the things about prescribing that's really important is to know when not to prescribe. So it's important that you're able to negotiate with the patient and explaining the problems with a medication and why you don't think that's not needed. Make sure that you practice at negotiation and you understand how to negotiate from the patient's perspective. Look for common ground in the consultation. Find out what's the underlying concern of the patient, and maybe that will help you to be able to give them a different alternative that will help them instead of going for a zopiclone tablet or another sleeping tablet. So it's very important that you understand when you prescribe and when not to prescribe, and being able to have this discussion with the patient. The second scenario you might get is starting a patient on a new medication. So let's say you've diagnosed a patient with COPD. You'd like to start them on inhalers. It's important that you explain to them and show them how to use inhaler, because if it's going to be the first time that they're going to use it, they might not be familiar with it. So this is where, when you're prescribing, it's important that you explain clearly with instruction how to use medication or an inhaler. Or it could be a patient who is presenting with rash and you think that this patient has got really bad psoriasis. Then this prescription that you're going to make for this patient, it's important that you explain to them how to use the cream or ointment, explain the fingertip unit, and what are the side effects of the medication. If you found this video useful so far, you might be interested to download a free copy of the SCA Blueprint, where I go in much more detail how you can plan your preparation. Click the link down in the description below to download your free blueprint. It's important to set the expectation. When do you think that there might be an improvement? Let's say you're given a case of acne. Consider the psychological aspect of the acne as well, because commonly patients with acne may have mental health issues and it might affect their ability to do certain things. So make sure that you're considering various aspects in the consultation. The last example that I'm going to give you is, let's say if you've got a case scenario where patient has been prescribed a medication, but you found out that there has been an error made by another colleague. So what are you going to do? Let's say you've got a patient who is pregnant but has been prescribed a medication that is not safe during pregnancy by a colleague last week. So it's important that you consider an alternative. It's also important to consider whether there's any risk or anything that might affect the patient's pregnancy. Also be honest with the patient and explain about what you think might have happened. Explain what you're going to do about it as well. So this is where it is a more challenging case, because you're having to deal not just with the prescription, but also the fact that there could have been an issue in the last prescription and how you're going to resolve that and put things right. If you found this video useful, you might want to watch the next video here, in which I discuss how to take a targeted history within 12 minutes. Click here to watch it. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.